Hello! Would you believe I'm taking this booktube comeback seriously? Well, it is happening. I really hope I don't have lipstick on my teeth as I'm saying this, because that would ruin all the street cred that I don't even have. So basically, because I've read a lot of books since we have last spoken, I do have a random monthly wrap-up on my blog, and I will link that down below, shameless self-promo. That would have taken too long to talk about. I will actually tell you about the things I want to read in the hopefully upcoming months. I really want to say as soon as possible, but I'm a mood reader and I don't like planning what to read, okay? So I'll tell you about the things I'm aiming to hopefully read across the upcoming months. So I will split this into 3 categories. I have the arcs that aren't out yet. I have the books I have out from the library and should, read before I give them back to the library, as one does. And then I think I have one book that's been out for ages. So yes, let's get into it. We first have the arcs, proof copies, whatever you would like to call these, unreleased, whatever. And I'm actually reading one of them at this specific moment. It is Enchanté by, I don't know how to pronounce this author's name because I don't know where she's from because her bio has so many countries. Could be Gita Trulis, possibly. Who knows? This is very disrespectful of me. I'm very sorry. So basically, this is a historical fantasy set in 18th century Paris at the court of Marie Antoinette, and our protagonist is a magician. And normally, so her parents are dead. Her brother is a bully and scoundrel, and she needs to support herself and her sister. They're like super poor. They don't have money for food. They don't have money for clothes. They don't have money for rent. It's like real bad, you feel? And so she ends up realizing that her magie ordinaire, or whatever you would like to call it, and just turning pieces of metal into coin for a limited period of time is not enough to support herself and her sister and all of that. So she ends up scamming rich people at Versailles while playing cards, as one does, just casual. And then I'm only 200 pages in, but revolution has not happened yet, but it is about to happen. So I'm sure that's gonna affect the path her life takes, and magic is really taking a lot of her because it pretty much feeds off her sorrow. So that's not healthy, but I'm really, really enjoying this, and it is shockingly diverse from what I would have expected from an 18th century France book, which I'm very happy to see because France is rather diverse, you feel? So real good. This is out February 2019 if you're curious. And then from the same publisher, I have The Opposite of Always by Justin A. Reynolds. This is blurred by Angie Thomas. This is out April 2019. And as far as I know, it's pretty much about these 2 teens that meet at a party, ? And, they kind of get it on. They like each other. There's a will they, won't they, but most likely will they. And it's all sweet and wholesome until she dies, I think. And then he kind of starts reliving that day when he met her. And he tries to save her, but it's not always working. I think this is very loosely what I've read on Goodreads, I think. So I could be super, super far off. But it sounds very compelling. The proof copy is very pretty, and the final cover looks so good. So I hope we're getting that cover in the UK/Ireland as well, because I really love it. And yeah, if Angie Thomas blurbed it, it's gotta be good. And it sounds like a really cool premise. I normally don't like stuff that gets really repetitive, but I'm sure I will love this. It also, strangely enough, sounds a lot like my mother's second favorite, somewhat favorite film, If Only, I believe it's called. So that's interesting. Maybe the lady mother will like to read it as well. And then a book that I've waited on for so long and I almost cried when I saw it on the desk at work. It is The Priory of the Orange Tree by Miss Samantha Shannon. look at this monster, look at this beauty. She is beautiful, she is graceful, she could murder a man because she's so thick. This is a feminist high fantasy. Think it's somewhat historical, I don't know. I don't know what it's about. It's about a queendom and political drama, possibly, and dragons. And I don't need to know anything more. Yeah, I think this is very unique. I love the idea of changing kingdom to queendom. I think this might revolutionize high fantasy as we know it, possibly. I don't know. I read Samantha Shannon's, what's that one called? Bone Season. There we go. I read the first one many years ago, and I really liked it. I tried to listen to the second one on audio earlier this year, but I don't remember anything concise from the first one, so it wasn't working out. So I might reread it eventually and then finish the series, but it had some elements that I wasn't quite into. But I did also meet Samantha Shannon, and she's lovely, and her Twitter is great, so might do it for her. But yes, I am very, very excited to read this. It might actually be the next book I read. Who knows? And then we have my library books. So, first off, I wanted to read this before Christmas so that I could recommend it from like my own experience to people looking for recommendations, but it's not happening, and I'm fine because, again, I saw the author a couple of times and she's so sweet and the book sounds so cute. And this is Tilly and the Book Wanderers. I don't know if you can see the cover because of the flash. I really like it, so if you can't, I will insert a photo. But this is pretty much about a girl who like travels inside books, and her grandparents own a bookshop, and it's part of a series called Pages & Co., I believe, possibly, and that's also the name of the bookshop. And there's some random magical library underneath the British Library, I believe, and it just sounds so whimsical and full adventure and perfect for people who really, really love books as like objects, and also just the idea of stories. And it feels a little bit like wish fulfillment, because I don't know about you, but I would love to travel inside books. Would I die in the Hunger Games before I even take a breath? Sure thing. Would I still be interested in just like being there? Possibly. So I think that's gonna make a really, really nice little book. I think this one, she travels into Alice in Wonderland and Anne of Green Gables, because they're public domain, I think. I don't know. She mentioned it when I saw her at DEFCON, but I forgot. And then because I was in a real kind of Mary Shelley phase this past months again, but that happens every once in a blue moon, and my life is just a thing. I also took out Mary Shelley's biography, In Search of Mary Shelley, the Girl Who Wrote Frankenstein by Fiona Sampson. And I don't know how accurate this is. I don't know what's happening with it. I don't know if I'm actually going to read it soon, but I'm very intrigued. I think Mary Shelley is a very captivating person, or was. Anyway, I think just like, she's cool. She's real cool. The original goth. And I love Frankenstein. I don't know if I talk about it enough. I certainly don't, but it's one of my all-time favorites. I'm gonna study it in my modern English class next semester, so I'm so pumped. It's the very last thing we're doing, and I'm like, yes. There's also a YA kind of story of Mary Shelley coming out in 2019. It's called Monsters. I will link the Goodreads page down below. I don't know if I wrote a review, but that was like weird but good. So I really wanted the Mary Shelley biography as well. And then finally, the one published book that's like mine, that I finally want to get to, is Dreams of Gods and Monsters by Laini Taylor. I don't know if you know, again, but this is like my favorite series, or one of the many, because I love me some series. And the protagonist has blue hair, and I love her, so, you know, it works perfectly. This is the third and final book in the Daughter of Smoke and Bone series. Laini Taylor is one of my favorite writers. I love the series with all of me, so I really didn't want it to finish, but I feel like I should finally do it, you know? I should bite the bullet and finish the series and see how my children end up and just pray for the best. So this is kind of what's at the top of my TBR. I don't know if I'm actually going to read all of them soon, probably not, but I will hopefully keep you posted on my other social media, if not on YouTube, because I don't know how much time I will have once Christmas holidays are done. So we'll see. Thank you so much for watching, and do let me know if you by chance have read any of these books, and I will see you some other time. Bye.